So basically, back to the beginning. This is, I know, it's weird, my channel. Let me school you. I just talk about random things that I learned throughout the course of my life. And I could sit here and get all dolled up and talk to you guys, but I don't want to. I just don't. So I figure it's more about the message than the messenger, just because I believe that this is a shell, and we're all beings of light. So it's just more important that you get the message. That's what I think. If you do want the pretty version, when I talk about sex, love, intimacy, I have another YouTube channel called The Intimacy School. So that's the channel. I'm sorry, I have allergies, so I keep like sniffing. That's the channel where I actually give that impression of beauty and elegance, because that's kind of what intimacy is. It's a combination of body, mind, and spirit. But with Let Me School You, it's about information. So, what have I been learning? Everything. Literally. I've been learning a lot about metaphysical stuff. I'm getting into alchemy now. If you want to ever watch the videos that I'm watching just to catch up and see where I get some information, I do read a lot of articles. I read a lot of books. I talk to a lot of people. But I do watch a lot of YouTube videos. And the list is on my playlist. So if you want to watch those videos and kind of understand where some of the groundwork is from, there you go. I recently learned a lot about crystals. And my theory on crystals, from the first time I heard about crystals, I always believed that, I mean, I don't know where I got this from, but I feel like that's where civilizations were. And basically, if you have a civilization and like a flood comes, or there's a bomb, or it happens to die out for whatever reason, or there's a war and the bodies are left, I feel like when all of that over time condenses with the earth, it crystallizes and it creates a certain form of crystals. So I feel like those energies that are in the crystals are the energies from the civilizations that lived there prior, if that makes sense. And I've always felt that. From the moment I saw crystals, it's the first thing that popped in my head. And then recently I had an idea that, or a possibility, that imagine crystals were cities. And if you actually were able to mine, like if you were able to see it, not when it's being mined, but like actually take a digital picture of it from above and through the dirt so that you could see the crystal formations, maybe they would form cities. And that's what we're mining into, is the remnants of the cities once the water and the dirt got in and started eating away at some of, the crystals. Then you look at crystals like selenite, which looks a lot like the fortress that Superman came from. Then you look at the crystal moldavite, which is this green crystal from a meteor that landed in Czechoslovakia, and it has like amazing, mystical, eye-opening, put you on the right path kind of energies and power. And I'm like, kind of looks like kryptonite. This is where my brain goes. So it's just really interesting as I go on this journey. Get this light. It's really interesting as I go on this journey and I'm learning all these things. I'm like, And then I was learning about the 12 tribes of Israel, and I made a video on that. And somebody was talking about how DNA is 2 strands. But apparently, supposedly, there's 10 other strands that are ethereal that we don't see, but they also make us up. They're like all around us. And then the moment she said that, I'm like, those are the 10 lost tribes of Israel, which makes sense if what she's saying is true. So you have 12 strands of DNA, which is always what the 12 apostles were, which is always what the 12 zodiacs were, which is always what, So if you break it down, you'll start to see these things. It's just really interesting how, like, certain things fit together. But then my brain goes into like conspiracy theory mode, and it's like, yeah, but what if these are all just distractions? Like, what if because of social media and because of this new outlet. People are trying to confuse us from the real truth, from real information. So they start throwing all these things. Like all of a sudden everybody thinks we're like the Matrix and this is a 2D hologram. And now some people are thinking that we're descendants of the Anunnaki. And then there's people who think that they're, the bloodline of the creators, which makes no sense whatsoever. Because if you were the bloodline of the creators and they came here millions of years ago, there would be more of you. Rh negative blood accounts for only 5% of the people in the world. And don't tell me that it's because, royalty has bloodlines and royalty or married royalty. No. If you were part of creation, there would be more of you. You would have interbred many times over. Okay, there would be a lot more of you, unless it's just O negative, and then anybody that has negative is partially of that descendant. Now, if you're telling me that an alien landed here and they were negative, and then they created this whole thing, which is what they're talking about with like the Rosicrucians. I don't think I'm saying it right. Skull and Bones, Freemasons, the Rothschilds, all those, secret societies are covering something up, and they're like, oh yeah, there are these aliens that came. They're the ones that sent out the colonizers. So that makes sense, that timeline. Then it would make sense that there's only 5% of you guys compared to the rest of civilization that existed for millions of years, because they've only been around for like 1,000 years or less. But let's just imagine that's the case, right? Some of the videos I've been watching are saying that this alien race came down and they started putting footholds. They started taking over royal bloodlines and sending out colonizers. And then they put some of their own people into all of these colonies, and they created their own governments. And it's kind of like a corporation that opens up different branches. So that's what they did. And some of the heads of state, some of these important officials are all of this bloodline. That kind of makes sense to me, but I still don't think they're a superior race or a superior bloodline because they're only 1,000 years old. Or even less, or maybe a little bit more, but still not the creators, not the alien descendants that came here. I don't believe that at all. And there's nothing you can tell me because it doesn't make sense why there would only be 5% of you guys. It doesn't make any sense if you've been here that long. So no, I don't believe that. But it's interesting. At the end of the day, if you believe in reincarnation, sometimes you're born O negative, sometimes you're not. Some people say, like the Ifa religion, that it's all about your bloodline and you can only get reincarnated in your bloodline. I don't know about all of that. I think it's interesting. I have my personal truths. Everything that I speak is not my specific truth. I'll tell you when I have my opinion. But everything I'm learning to unlearn, with the intention of just understanding why people are the way they are. I think we have more in common than we have differences. I think we should just be grateful that we're all alive, and we should work together, because at the end of the day, we're all humans. Whether you are an alien in a human form, at this moment, you're technically human. So we should all be working together. I know that sounds so weird when I say it. I'm like, but yeah, like I think the movie Men in Black was to see how we would feel about turning around and finding out that half the people that you talk to are from different races or different species of aliens. I think that would be interesting, So I think Men in Black, like movies, are there to like test you out, to see how people react to it, to see whether or not they're able to handle the truth. Can you handle the truth? I don't think you can handle the truth. Anyway, that's a few good men. So that's basically what I have been, I wouldn't say engulfing because it doesn't make any sense, but I've been like swimming in information about all these videos. Crystals are interesting because they have energies, and they say that they're living crystals. Crystals are living beings, and when you have a crystal, you don't just take it and kind of demand anything from it. You introduce yourself to it, and you let them know that you're going to have a relationship with the crystal, and that you would like for them to assist you. And you speak to it like a living being, because it's going to be your friend and it's going to help you to help others, because it is a living entity. It's energy. It has a living sense to it, or so scientists have said that have done studies and whatnot. And it has a frequency. I think that's interesting. I've been learning a lot of spiritual lessons, and I don't really go into how to do anything because I feel like everybody does things differently. Like I know there's rituals for things. I don't do rituals. I don't do any of that stuff that where you pray to a deity or an entity. I don't believe in that. I believe that the truth comes from within and that you find a way to express yourself and to get that across. Now, am I willing to look and learn to see what other people do? Yes. But then at the end of the day, I choose what I want to do because I just believe that I have a relationship with God and that God has always been there for me and I will always be there to be of service to people. And I understand, somebody told me once, or in one of the videos actually, it says that you tap into a source of energy and there's many unlimited sources of energy. And from that energy, you can use that to help heal people. And then that made me think, I understand that there's different sources of, like there's earth energy, Gaia energy, there's forest energy, there is source energy, there is, don't hate me for saying these, but I'm going to say it because this is what I've been, like coming across people using as a source. There's El Egua. There's the different gods from that religion. There are Papa Legba, which is, different gods from the voodoo or different entities and deities from the voodoo religion, from the Santeria religion. There's God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, which is the Catholic religion. A lot of people pray to Allah, which is the Muslim religion. Is it possible that we're all worshiping the same God but in different ways? Or is it possible that there are different entities of universal energy that you can tap into that can help you on this plane? I don't know the answer to that, but it's something that I'm looking at and I find very interesting. Now, I still believe in God, the God that I was raised to believe in. I don't believe in certain parts of that religion. I was raised Catholic, but I do believe in God. I believe I had a very special relationship with God, and I'm very grateful for that relationship with God. And I only worship God. I don't worship anything else the Bible says. I don't worship any of those things. I don't worship the Holy Trinity. I worship God. Just God. There are no other gods before God. I only worship God. That's it. I'll acknowledge everything else, but I don't worship it. I don't talk to them. I talk to God. But not like, hey, what's up? And then he answers back. It's just like if I need to say something or I need to express gratitude, I express it to God. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. But that's part of it. And then there's a lot of interesting things with these crystals that I've been learning. I personally am, I resonate with blue crystals. So this blue lace agate, you can't really see it. It's the light. Hold on, let me see if I can turn this light off. Can you see it better? Yeah, kind of. You kind of see striations in it, but it's blue. There it goes. Blue agate with lines in it. That's my favorite stone, blue lace agate. Every time I get a piece, I automatically connect to it. I don't even want to cleanse it. I just love it. I'm so happy that it's around. I have some in my car. I have some in my apartment. I actually bought some to give to friends, and then I'm like, I'm not giving these to anybody. I was like, I really like these stones. They're awesome. Then I bought kyanite. Kyanite apparently is a stone that doesn't need to be cleansed. So kyanite and citrine and selenite don't need to be cleansed because they don't hold on to negative energy. Apparently, because I'm doing chakra healing now, kyanite heals all of the chakras. So I'm like, why are we using anything else if this one does everything? But apparently, these other ones are supposed to hit certain areas and then you can use the kyanite to amplify it. The cool thing about kyanite, and let me grab a piece. I don't really want to do I have? No, I put the box away. I'll grab a piece to show you guys. Or look it up. I get blue kyanite. There's blue, there's orange. I think there might be like 2 other colors. But blue is the one that I was told about, and it's the one that I resonate with. And it smells like baby powder. I don't know how. Like, you open the box and you're like, baby powder? And I'm like smelling these rocks like, oh my God, it smells so good. It smells like baby powder. What? I don't even understand how that's possible. But yeah, kyanite smells like baby powder. It's so weird. But that's blue kyanite, and I really like it. I actually bought, okay, let me show you guys. Hold on. I have really, really big crystals for me. But then I bought these little ones. Oh, no, don't fall. To give out as gifts. So for Christmas this year, I was going to, might be a good idea for you guys. Well, let me show you. I like to buy crystals in bulk like this. You see? Let me get out of the way. There you go, you see? And this was like anywhere from $10 to $20, I can't remember. And you get a lot of this. It's like half a pound, and there's maybe like 30 or 40 of them. Oh, God, it smells so good. I really like it. I think it smells like baby powder. Some people might not like it. Oh my God, it's so delicious. Anyway, when I when I hold this in my hand, it literally feels like just amazing pureness. And apparently blue stones are supposed to be for your root chakra? No, what am I saying? Throat chakra. Whoa, sorry. Because root chakra is what I was recently working on with somebody, so it's like what's in my head right now. I have to get all of that out of my system now tonight. And with the kyanite, you can actually, like, let's say you have an energy cord attached with somebody. You take the kyanite and you kind of just make a silhouette around yourself, and then you have the intention that you want to cut that energy cord, and this helps to like sever any energies with people that you don't want to have energy with anymore, which I thought was interesting. I'm not sure if I believe in energy cords. My friend was telling me about that. But for people who do, like, the whole point of me doing all of this is whether or not I believe in it, it doesn't matter, because it's been proven that the placebo effect works on a lot of people. So I need to understand what you believe so that I can then speak to you in a manner that makes sense so that you can heal yourself. Because I'm not helping anybody. I'm just being of service to people. And I'm being of service to people because I'm a giant nerd. And all I do is absorb and soak in information. And my goal in life is to be of service to as many people as I can be. And for some reason, people love to talk to me. They heed to what I say. I say something and they're like, I'm going to try that. I'm going to do that. And they do. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I decided that I want to use that for good. Like, I want to help. Well, I can't say help people because it's not good. I want to be of service to people. And the way that I found by looking at all these people, all these masters that have presented themselves to me, because when the student is ready, the teacher presents himself and he teaches. And all of these amazing teachers have come into my life the last couple of years. And I'm talking about masters, like they're in their like 60s, 70s, 80s. They've been doing this their whole life, and they're drawn to me and they want to share with me and teach me this information. And I'm just like, thank you. In the back of my mind, I'm like, why? But in reality, I'm just like, thank you. And yeah, I love kyanite. So what I was gonna do for Christmas, just because I realize I'm rambling, is I was going to take a piece of crystal, and I have a lot of these business card sheets of paper, like Avery, pre-cut out business cards, and you put them in the printer and they print out. And then I was gonna write the name of the crystal, and then a brief description depending on what I want to share with people what the crystal does, and then put this in a bag and then staple the card onto it and just kind of like lay it out in a very elegant. And then I was actually going to use like these paper cutout stamps that I have that like make it look like lace. And I was going to put little pretty decorations on them and like my little touch, maybe some gold foil, because anyway. And I was going to make a gift box, and put tissue paper and put a bunch of these little crystals and give them to my friends, at least like 5 to 15 crystals. And I was going to send a box to a couple of friends that are in other states, and then just let them know that like these are the crystals that I'm working with. These are the ones that I found to be the most beneficial for people, and I hope that they aid you in your journey. And then I was going to put a little card, like when you first open it, it's going to have tissue paper and then a box, and it's going to say, please cleanse these crystals because along its journey to you, it has absorbed different energies from people. However, you don't need to cleanse these crystals, which would be like the kyanite and the citrine. The citrine, I'm only going to give to the closest friends because it's an expensive stone and I don't have a lot of citrine to share. But I definitely have a lot of like kyanite. I have a lot of black tourmaline. Oh my God, I love it. I don't know. I just love it. It's crazy. It's like a drug. And, and it's so weird, right? see me sniffing that like I'm a dog. And yeah, and I also got these, which are really cool. They just came in today. And these are rubies. These are Burmese rubies, which I think are awesome. These are sapphires. It's just 2 of them. You can't even see it because I don't want to take it out of the package yet. I have to cleanse them. These are emeralds. They're just rough emeralds. And then these are yellow sapphires. Can't really see them, but sorry. And basically, I used to work in the jewelry industry, so if I want, I could either have them cut into a stone and put into the setting of a ring, which I think would be interesting because I'd rather resonate with gold than just use it as a stone. They're very small. You saw that, right? They're like tiny. They're like the size of your pinky nail. Some of them are like the size of this nail. But they're pretty big stones if you cut them down and put them in a ring. And so I was thinking of doing that. And they were very affordable. There was like $5 for 2 of them, or 3 of them, sometimes 4 of them, depending on which one you got. And so I was thinking of doing that. But apparently they have their own properties. Then there's something called Herkimer Herkimer diamonds, and those are amazing as well, and they look kind of like diamonds, so I think I'm going to buy a couple of those and see if I can get them cut down also. But I really love the blue lace agate. It's a very calming stone. There are only 2 stones I've ever fallen asleep with them in my hands, and when I woke up, I toss and turn like, and they're always in my hands. Like, I never let go of them all night. And it's the black tourmaline and the blue lace agate. For some reason, they resonate with my soul. I really, really like them. Everything else, pink quartz doesn't stay. Nothing stays. Like, it ends up like falling on the floor, going under my bed, going under the pillow. No, but those 2 really, at where I am in my life, they really resonate. And I've always been, I mean, at one point it was all amethyst. And now I'm kind of over amethyst. I think I've like absorbed a lot of amethyst, but I have amethyst geodes and amethyst balls in my house that I use because they absorb energy and they kind of make it light. And it's really good to have when people come into the house, it kind of absorbs their energy. But it's really interesting. Labradorite is really good for increasing your psychic energy. And to help you clear your thoughts and get you connected to the spiritual realm. It's also good for lucid dreaming. I like that stone a lot. Barite is good for grounding yourself. It's good for healing yourself. Also good for dreaming. And astral projection, if you're into that. I won't do it. I have friends that astral project. Not my thing. Thanks, but I'm straight right here. I do lucid dream. I don't choose to lucid dream. I just have been doing it since I was a kid. I'm very aware when I'm dreaming that I'm in the dream. I kind of wait to see. Sometimes I take control. I had one of the most beautiful dreams the other day where, if you guys have known me from the beginning of Let Me School You, you know that I was in love with this guy, and he came back. And I was still in love with him, but I told him that I wasn't because I was afraid that he was going to leave again. He left anyway. So now I've decided that I'm never, ever, ever going to hold back my feelings, which I never did before him, and I will always speak my truth. And if it drives them away, then so be it. But he didn't leave because of me. He just left because he always leaves. So whew, I had this amazing dream. It's crazy. It was 2 dreams in a row. Like, when you wake up and you go back to bed, and it was like a second version of the same dream. And it was literally like I was sitting at home. I was just doing whatever kind of errand. And all of a sudden he just walks in, puts down his bag, and just acts like he lives here. Like he's back home, and he's like, yeah, I'm back, whatever. And then I look at him and he looks at me and we just smile, and then I hug him. And it's one of like our sacred, amazing hugs. And I woke up. Then I went back to bed, and usually you don't go back and you connect to the dream. Usually, I mean, sometimes I do. Most of the time I do. But usually you don't. But I went back and I had the same dream, but a different version. We were, doing different things, wearing different clothes. And I was like, and it was just so peaceful. It's what I needed to move on to the next phase of my life, because I needed that peace of mind that the love was still there, that he knows that he could still come back whenever he wants because this is home, Anyway, it made sense to me. That's all that matters. But blah. me and my word vomit. I swear to God, I don't even know. Anyway. But I don't edit, and I just speak from boom right there. And yeah, so I'm rocking my Guns N' Roses t-shirt because I love them, and I told everybody they were gonna get back together. I'm like, they're totally getting back together, and everyone was like, no way, never gonna happen, blah blah blah. They came back, and I saw them. Boom. I was right. And I cannot wait until NSYNC gets back together because it's on. Anyway, I'm sitting front row. I'm spending, I don't care how much, me and my sister are going to be right there. Like, hi, Justin. Hi. I love you. Anyway, so that's all I have to say. I'm going to try and, I like your opinion. Kind of do to kind of don't. Of whether or not you guys think I should talk about my personal life or just talk about information that I'm learning. You know, and like, what format do you prefer of the videos? Because I've had a lot of people, when I told them, oh no, I'm gonna, get dressed up and I'm gonna sit there and there's gonna be a background, kind of like a Marie Forleo kind of thing, and they were like, no way, that's not you, that's not the way this is supposed to be. Like, that's the whole point, is whoever's meant to watch your video is gonna watch your video, whoever's meant to get your message is gonna get your message. They want the real you. People want to see real. And I'm like, dude, I'm always in my bed. My hair's like a mess half the time. I just got my hair done today. It's the only reason that it even kind of semi looks cute. And I was like literally falling asleep, and then something was like, go make a video. I'm like, all right, I'll make a video. And then now I'm awake, so I'll probably make a couple more. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. I have no idea what I'm gonna title this bad boy, but keep on watching. Love you guys. Bye.